Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Shared Discovery, the show and podcast dedicated to sharing the many exciting, enjoyable aspects of games and gaming. I'm your host, Victor, and today I am joined by my new co-host, Mario, also known as Leanna.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Oh, it's on.
That's okay. Tell me. Well, Mario, Leanna,
Yeah.
tell us about yourself. You're new to the show.
Yep.
We're a show about games and gaming. So tell us, what games do you like? What do you like about games? What are your favorites?
See, most of my favorite games is around Mario, since I was always surrounded by playing Mario. When I was even younger, it was like more easier for me to learn being younger. So gaming, when I first got into gaming, it was more just Mario.
It started out with Mario.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why we called you Mario today?
I
That's
guess
why you're
so.
dressed like Mario?
I guess
That's
so.
why we're talking about Mario today? I love it. And what was the first Mario game you played?
Mario Kart Wii.
Wii, okay. I knew you really liked that. I didn't know it was your favorite.
It is my
It's your
favorite.
favorite and your first. Okay, that's amazing.
It's like nostalgic almost.
Okay.
It's like every time I play it, it's just like I remember me sitting in my tiny little room.
Just steering away.
It's like, "Hey."
Driving away. And what do you like about playing games?
It's a way for me to connect with a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that about games too. That it really is like, especially Mario games, which we'll get into today, is a really easy way to bridge the gap and have fun with a lot of people at one time.
Especially with family members too.
Yeah.
Because my family's surrounded with like gaming. So even connecting with like my cousins or mostly my siblings, it's more easier to get some time with them to play with games.
I'm super about the social aspect, right? Every time we record, after we record, we play games for hours, right?
Yeah, it's also fun to boost my ego if I win. So
I do know you're a bragger. Hear it on episode 18. Leanna's a bragger. And I mean, she's been earning it. You've won like 50% of the Magic games you've played. So
watch out.
watch out. So we kind of spoiled it a little. We're talking about Mario.
Yes, we are.
Talking about Mario and Mario games specifically. But I think it's important now we have a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Right? There are a lot of Mario games. The universe is vast. That could be its own podcast.
Yeah.
Every single game could be its own podcast.
Because there's just so much to talk about.
There's so much. So in this hour, we're not even gonna try.
It's just like a little overview.
It's just gonna be an overview of the timeline, a little bit of the important milestones, the
and like
history,
the characters.
some of the characters.
Some like, in my opinion, easy games if you're a new gamer.
Oh, okay, some introductory games.
A little bit,
Yeah,
yeah. Because like
absolutely.
even with me, like I mentioned, I was a Mario player when I was younger. So Mario Kart Wii was the game I played when I was younger and got me into all of that stuff.
Absolutely, and I've noticed that you can hand anyone a controller with Mario Kart.
Yeah, and you can just figure it out.
You can figure you won't be the best, but you can have fun. You can have a blast.
That's
with
what
it.
games are really all
That's
about.
what it's all about. Fun.
Yeah.
Fun and socialize and having a good time. So we have a statistic. You brought me this statistic while we were doing the notes of just how many games there are. So let them know. Tell them.
There are over 200 video games where the character Mario plays a part in either as the protagonist, the antagonist, supporting character, as a assemble cast, or as a cameo, or the game within a game, or in the game within a game.
And that's not even to mention the games where he's a reference. Right?
Yeah.
There are a few Zelda games where there's a picture of him on the wall.
Yeah.
200 plus games. That's its own podcast. So I looked, and there are Mario podcasts. I recommend looking those up if this is your thing. But we're going to talk about what we like about Mario.
Yeah.
Because that's what we have time for. So that being said, you want to jump into
The history?
history? But okay, before that, you have a question for me and for them.
Yes. What is Mario's full name?
You know, it's hilarious. I didn't know this before we started the show. So I want you all out there, put it in the comments. Let us know what you think it is. I'll give you 10 seconds.
10,
10,
9, oh.
7, 6,
Six.
1, 0. Okay.
Oh, darn.
All right. I do know his name is Mario.
Mario.
Mario. And
Double Mario.
That's so silly because Mario, this leads really well into the history. He actually didn't have a name when it started. His name was the character Jumpman. And he came out he was designed by Shigeru Miyamoto. I hope I didn't mess that pronunciation up.
I
practiced.
Yeah.
But we'll say Miyamoto from
effort.
here on out. In 1981's Donkey Kong arcade game, and he was the protagonist. And his character's name was Jumpman, and he tried to rescue his girlfriend from a giant ape. Right, and that giant ape actually wasn't Donkey Kong. It was Cranky Kong.
Really?
And so until couple years later, in 1983, with the Mario Bros. Arcade game, he didn't get a name. All right, he was just Jumpman, and Jumpman was a carpenter.
Really?
Yeah, he started out as a carpenter, then with the Mario Bros. Game moved into becoming a plumber that we know him as today.
Yeah.
Right? And his name, this is also really interesting, I found out too. I was like, okay, where does the name Mario come from? Right? Why did they like that game? And there's actually a real person that it's based off of.
I remember that.
Yeah, his name is Mario Segal. He is an Italian-American businessman who rented a warehouse to Nintendo. And they met him. They liked the Italian. They liked the personality. This is Mario.
Yeah.
And I read a quote from him, and he said, "Well, where are my royalty checks?" Right?
Where's my credit?
Where's my money? Where's my credit? Right? We gave you credit. Isn't that enough?
Yeah.
No.
Darn.
So 1983, Mario's in the arcade. He has his name, right? And back to your question of not having a last name, he didn't have a last name until all the way till 1993 with the Mario movie, which, if you've seen it, it's kind of bad. But it's a milestone because it gave Mario and Luigi their names. So Luigi, Mario, and Mario. Yep. But we need to back up. We need to back up in the timeline. So Mario got its first home release in 1985 on the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES, with this classic game, Super Mario Bros.
That sounds quite familiar.
It is very quite familiar because this set up what Mario will become.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember that too.
Absolutely. And it's a 2D platformer in which Mario collects coins and power-ups. Our little mushroom friend here that we have in the studio for those podcast listeners. What do you think it'll do, the thing? Let me see. See? Yeah, it's only fitting that you do the power-up.
Yeah.
Mario, you're Mario today. So Mario's trying to collect power-ups. He's trying to get coins. And he's trying to get to the end of a set number of levels so he can defeat the main bad guy, the main antagonist, Bowser, and Rescue Princess Peach. And this just becomes the loop.
Yeah, that was like the main plot of almost every Mario game.
Absolutely. Every Super Mario game, the core ones, this is what the game is about.
Is saving the princess.
Saving the princess, which later on we'll talk about the characters and some of the different princesses, but that's where this game set that foundation, and it did it really well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So well, to the point that it's the second best-selling Mario game of all time.
Yeah.
And it sold 40 million copies just on the NES alone.
Yeah.
And if you count like digital sources or other consoles, that moves it up to over 50,000.
Yeah.
50 million.
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 Well, there,
not
Victor.
that, yeah,
Okay,
sorry to undersell Mario. Sorry. But it really did. It really set the framework of what a Mario game looks like, and it created these concepts that are still improved on, still used to this day, even to this day with Switch games and Wii games, right?
Yeah, I'm even like surprised myself because like it's the same thing every time. It's like, oh, Mario and Luigi and all of his other like mushrooms, like toads, they're coming to save the princess, and you would expect people to get bored of that, but it's actually really nice that they haven't.
Right? It's such a strong loop, like such a strong premise, that every time when they evolve it a little, they add more powers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
More mechanics, more detailed levels. Since this foundation is strong, right? Since this works so well, they're just building up.
Yeah, they're just making it better in the future.
Better and better in
more
the
money.
future. More money.
Money, we like that.
We like money around here. Okay, so that was Mario's big step into the console world.
Oh, for sure.
You can play it at home. The next big step, we're going to skip some titles, but again, this is bullet points. This is an overview. The big step forward for Mario is often argued to be Super Mario 64.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And this is the first move to a 3D world.
Yeah, I remember that.
This came out in 1996, and it features open world, star collecting mechanics, and you save Peach from Bowser.
Yep.
And so this is a critically acclaimed game, and it's the best-selling game on the Nintendo 64. Sold over 12 million copies.
That is a lot. That is quite a lot.
You're going to hear higher numbers than that. You're going to hear selling well. A lot is going to be repeated.
That's more than I can count on my fingers.
I know we'll be here a long time if we try.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, wait, we don't need to count. But this game is considered one of the greatest video games of all time.
Oh yeah, I remember when that came out too. My dad had it.
Absolutely, right? And with how successful it is, it's part of, Mario's part of just like the culture.
Even if I think of Mario, like of course think about Mario Kart Wii, but I always think of the Nintendo 64 and Mario 64.
Me too.
Like that's like always like a thing.
It is.
It just pops into my head.
It's just same. Like I went to a hotel once when I was younger, and they actually had a 64 in the hotel.
Really?
And one of the games was Mario 64.
I would imagine.
It was so mind-blowing to me at the time. Because, you know, I'd only played like some NES games, some Game Boy, and I was like, it was like a fully rendered world. And so many levels, and it really set the standard for platforming games.
Oh, for sure.
Right? So after that, the next console came out, the GameCube, in 2001, and with that, we needed a new Mario game.
Oh, yeah.
So that game came to us in the form of Super Mario Sunshine. Hence my Tropical Bird shirt.
Yeah, he couldn't compete with me with all
I couldn't compete with the Mario onesie. I don't know if we mentioned that at the top. We said you're dressed like Mario, but Mario onesie, like, it's fantastic.
Had this for years and it still fits.
I just can't compete with that. But this is the game that I grew up on, right? I had a GameCube, I grew up on that. And so this one, again, was hailed as a critically acclaimed game because of its gameplay, its story, it had voice acting in it. I looked it up, it wasn't the greatest voice acting. But
it was probably quite good.
2002, right? And compared to many Mario games that didn't have much more than Mario saying,
Mamma Mia!
Exactly, just a little bit of woohoo!
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 Right? Not much more than that. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And we'll get to that later because that's one of the games I want to talk about today. And it sold, where was I? Oh, over 5 million copies.
Yep.
Which you're like, that's a low number.
One of the best selling GameCube games.
Yeah, and again, we're going to hear the word best a lot today.
Yeah.
We've already said it so many times, but the best-selling GameCube game, the best-selling Nintendo 64 game, the best-selling NES game, the best, right? And I'll say here, we probably skipped some really unpopular games, some games that people really like. Let us know.
Yeah,
right?
leave a like for part 2, guys.
Leave a like for part 2. Let us know that you like it, and email us if you think that, okay, how could you miss Super Mario World? Sorry. I did like Mario World.
Please forgive.
But I want to move forward a little, right?
Oh, for sure.
We're on to the Wii. Tell us about the Wii games, right?
Super Mario Galaxy released for the Wii in 2007.
For those that on the podcast, we have it right in the middle of the studio because it's right in the middle of Mario. It's right. It's
really good. My older sister.
We want you to look at it because it's so important.
I remember even like when Family Video was a thing. 'Cause it was like back then, but like even like when me and my sisters and my dad would take us to Family Video, my older sister would always get Super Mario Galaxy. And I just remember her playing it all the time.
Yes, and that's because it was fantastic. It sold so much. Yeah, tell them about it.
It sold 12.8 million copies worldwide.
That's so good. And I really like this statistic, but there was a game aggregating, like a review aggregating website that combined all the reviews across the site. It shut down.
Yeah.
It shut down in 2019. It was called Game Rankings, but at the time it shut down, it was the highest rated game of all time.
That's awesome.
Of all time.
And I'm glad they kind of changed it up in Super Mario Galaxy too, because you're not just like saving a princess or anything really. I haven't played like the actual game itself, but I know from just like looking at it and just kind of like playing it here and there, it's like, oh, you're not doing what normal Mario games would typically have you do.
They really evolved the formula. And that's what stands out about this. You're traveling through galaxies, going to different planets with different mechanics and different gravities and
For sure.
and trying to do what a Mario game wants, right? To ultimately save the princess, but you're collecting things along the way and you're platforming along the way. It's crazy. But I think it's time for the next Mario Wii game.
Mario Kart Wii 2008.
Ooh,
we have it right around there.
We got it right behind you on the set here. I do recommend for those podcast listeners, come look at our cool set today. We have a lot of Mario stuff.
This was the game that I was hooked on, like the first video game.
The very first video game.
Yeah, that I always talk trash about, saying, oh, I'm gonna beat you or something.
Which you still have to prove that.
Oh, I will.
You will.
Mario Kart Wii is the third best-selling Mario game with 37.38 million copies.
So many copies. Again, like we're repeating these, so it might just like drone out in your head, but we have to remind you that many studios, many games
can't even compete to that.
Can't even get to 1 million copies.
Yeah,
right? And they're doing it over and over and over since 1985.
Yeah, and like I think I got into Mario Kart Wii because it's like you're not saving like anyone. You're just playing.
In fact, you can be the princess in Mario Kart.
Yeah, you can. Like Mario Kart is, you have to play maps and then earn them, and you can also earn new characters and new carts, like I mentioned, new maps.
Yeah.
So you have to play to earn all these characters and maps and even speeds.
Yeah.
Because you can choose what speed you can go on.
Yeah.
And you can just race. You can play with multiple people. You can play even online.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's really cool because it changed up. I think it did change up Mario for
It really
the
did.
longest
It
time.
added a very cool new component to the game.
For sure.
And that's what I like about. There's a lot of spin-off games, which we'll talk about in a second. But we got to send to this first sheet.
Yeah, I always want to do it.
Ready?
Oh, that was pathetic. Oh no, my mic.
You beat me again. Went further.
Really?
Did go further. Yeah, you got it. So there's a lot of spin-off games, and Mario Kart was obviously a fantastic one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But with how successful it was on the Wii, they had to make another one, right?
Yep, Mario Kart 8, the best single-selling Mario game of all time.
Of all time. Whew.
And that was in 2014 through 2017.
And the reason for that, if you're curious out there, is because it released on the Wii U and on the Wii Switch. That's not what that's called. On the Nintendo
Switch.
The Wii Switch. So they released it on both consoles because the Wii U wasn't selling well and wasn't performing well, so they wanted to get a new console out there.
Yep. And that game on the Switch, and on the Wii, it sold, on the Wii, do you think?
Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yep.
The Wii U, and on the Switch, it sold 63.92 million copies. The 6th best-selling game ever.
Ever. That's not just Mario. Ever.
Yeah, ever.
That ranks up there with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Tetris, like the greats, right?
For sure.
Holy cow. Dang. Mario. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah,
today,
calm down, Mario.
Calm down, Mario.
Stop stealing
Save
the
some money
spotlight.
for us.
Yeah.
Save some games for us. And so I have one more game we want to talk about in the timeline here. So tell them about the next one.
Super Mario Odyssey 2017. The universal acclaim with praise for its inventiveness, originality, and for improving on concepts introduced into prior Mario games has been cited as one of the most best-selling games ever, the 6th best-selling Mario game with 26 million copies.
And that's only going to keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I put this here, at the time of recording, this was about 6 years ago, right? And you're like, oh, they don't have anything else. It's like, I know they're working on something. They're always cooking.
Yeah.
They're coming. But this game really again, they had Galaxy, and that just blew everyone out of the water.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's do it again.
Let's do it again.
Let's blow everyone's minds again. And
just get them more money.
more money. But so that I like this as our final milestone here because I'm excited to see what comes next.
Oh, that would be really cool
I'm really excited to see what core game comes next.
For
I
sure.
feel it's coming. I feel it in my gut.
Have that little like spidey sense.
Got the spidey sense. My hair's tingling. So we talked a little bit of the statistics about here, and at this point you're like, we get it.
Yeah, like we get it. Chill out, guys.
Chill. But we got a little bit more numbers, a few more numbers for you. So let them know. Tell them.
With more than 800 million units sold worldwide, the overall Mario franchise is the best-selling video game franchise of all time.
Again, best.
Best.
So we're going to say that a lot, but it is the best.
What other word can you use?
What can you use?
Yeah.
What can you use? The quality's there. It's the best sell. I like fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic. And we kept talking about 1 million as that number. Why do we keep bringing that up? Tell them the next statistic.
Over 85 of the games within the series have managed to sell over 1 million copies.
And again, like many games and other studios never.
They can't even make it.
They can't even make it to 1
Yeah.
million. So Mario does
really
it over
just
and over and over on repeat, on loop.
They don't stop.
Fantastic.
And Mario is the most recognizable video game character of all time. But it also competes with, some say, Pac-Man, which we disagree.
I saw an article doing the research. I did see that at one point it probably was Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Or there was some contention for it. But with how successful the Mario movie was,
oh yeah,
there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way in my mind.
Even even me and my family were watching the Mario movie
just yesterday. You're doing research.
I was doing research.
Getting ready. So that's Mario. It's huge. But I actually want to just go down the list of the top 10 games.
For sure.
Just to finish this. I guess I'll go up the list. I'll start at the bottom, right?
Oh yeah, let's have them holding for number 10.
And the types of games that Mario has, it has platformers, which we talked a lot about, and that's mostly what we talked about here, but it's RPGs, party games, sports games, puzzle, fighting, spin-offs. So
Racing
falls in the sports category.
Oh darn.
I was reading through this list too. I was like, where's
racing?
Where's racing? But
racing?
Falls in the sports category with the golf and the tennis and the soccer. I guess. Okay, bottom of the list, number 10, you have Super Mario Party from 2018. It was on the Switch and it sold 19.39 million copies. Number 9, you have Super Mario World in 1990. On the Super Nintendo, it sold 20.61 million copies. Then you have at 8, Mario Kart DS in 2005. It's on the DS. It sold 23.6 million copies. Then at 7, you have the Super Mario Bros. U, Super Luigi U, and Super Mario U Deluxe. These are all grouped together.
Yeah.
So the same game, but just a little remaster.
Yeah.
This was on the Wii U
and the Nintendo.
The Wii, yeah, they're all Nintendo.
The Nintendo Switch.
The Switch, yes.
If you want to be particular.
We have to be particular. Don't rip us apart, remember. We're influencers. So the Wii U and the Switch, this sold 25 million copies. At 6, you have Super Mario Odyssey, which we just talked about in 2017 on the Switch. It sold 26.44 million copies. At 5, you have Super Mario Bros. Wii. Again, another Wii game, just crazy. You have at 2009, it sold 30.32 million copies. At 4, you have the new Super Mario Bros., another DS game.
Yep.
30.8 million copies. And then we had Mario Kart Wii, which we talked about already, 37 million copies. Number 2, you have Super Mario Bros., which we talked about. And we talked about all these with 40 million copies. And then number 1, have Mario
Kart 8 Deluxe.
8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Whew.
That's a lot of Mario.
What's amazing to me about this list, another reason why I wanted to read this list, is that all of these are in different genres.
Oh yeah.
And they're across the consoles. It wasn't just that the Wii was great. We had one on the NES, on the Super Nintendo, we had it on the Wii, the DS, the Switch. And if you drop down probably to the top 20, you'll see the GameCube up there.
Yeah.
You'll see the Nintendo 64. Everything that Mario has done has touched has just turned to gold. It's turned to golden mushrooms. Okay, so that's Mario. Mario's successful. You get it. But who are the characters?
Oh, you have to learn quite a bit of characters.
We've got to learn a few characters. In each game, we'll introduce them to you, but we're going to give an overview of some of the most important characters in the series.
For sure.
So, of course, we have to start with with Mario.
Who do you think you are?
I'm the Luigi in the episode, so I wanted to start with Luigi. But we got to start with Mario. You know what? It has me talking about Mario here, but I think it's only right that you tell him.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Tell me, I'll tell him who Luigi is.
Okay. The main character is Mario, short plumber and red. Main role is saving damsels. Mario is depicted as a portly plumber who lives in the fictional land of Mushroom Kingdom with Luigi. That's going to be Victor for now.
That's going to be me for the episode.
With Luigi, his younger, taller brother.
And so this is the main character. This is who you're going to see in every single game, except for some of the spin-offs, right? But if it has Mario in the title, this is who it is, and this is who we recognize. We recognize the red, we recognize the blue, and we recognize the big old hat and the mustache.
Yeah, he got a real big head.
Okay, so I wanted to start with Luigi, but we'll back up because I'm the younger twin brother. Luigi is the younger twin to Mario, and Luigi's name is actually Luigi Mario.
Luigi Mario.
And he was first introduced as a second player character. So
yep, for sure.
When someone else joins the game, you play as
Luigi.
And Luigi's taller and slim, has a green outfit, has that mustache still, and he actually got his first full game in 2001 with Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, that was also a popular game.
Very popular.
Recently, too.
Absolutely. It's still going. I think they're on number 3 right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
That sounds about right.
The fact that Mario's this successful and its spin-offs are just that successful is crazy too. So tell us about the princesses. We've been talking about them.
Princess Peach, Toadstool, Princess of the Mushroom King, Princess of the Mushroom King in the main series games typically plays as a Demental to be rescued by Mario. Taller, blonde, pink dress, when playable, can often float. Yeah,
and sorry, I forgot to write Kingdom. But the Mushroom Kingdom is like the main foundation of what
that's where everyone lives.
That's where she rules, and that's where a lot of the games take place, right? And so Mario's goal is to rescue Peach
from
Bowser and save the kingdom. But there's another really iconic princess.
Princess Daisy. I remember my grandma was saying, "Oh, she's sassy." I remember.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. Huh. She just had some beef with Daisy. I was like, okay, whatever.
Sassy can be a good thing.
Maybe.
I think so. I could see that. I could see her having some spunk. I'm excited to see her in the next Mario movie.
Ooh.
I think she's gonna be there.
I will.
So how is Daisy different than Peach?
Rescued by Mario in Super Mario Land and Super Mario Run, primarily appears as the playable character in spin-offs, brunette, yellow dress.
She kind of has the same build.
Yeah,
right?
just kind of like the opposite almost.
Yeah, so Peach is blonde and pink hair, and then Daisy has
blonde hair, pink dress.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that would be cool. That pink hair Peach. That'd be interesting. But you're right, you got me. And then Daisy she's a brunette with a yellow dress.
Orange?
Yellow or orange?
It's orange. I think it's yellow dress, sorry.
That's okay. But these are the two main damsels that you're going to be rescuing throughout the game. And there's probably a couple more, but these were the two that...
these are the main stuck on ground.
And these are the ones that you're going to see as playable characters throughout other series in like Mario Kart, Mario Party, right?
Oh, Mario Party for sure.
Smash Bros. But we got to talk about the lovable dinosaur.
Yoshi!
Oh, that was good. I like Yoshi.
I did not know you could do that.
Yeah, I didn't either. We're learning together.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That is. Okay.
So Yoshi is a green anthropomorphic dinosaur character. He's depicted with a long tongue that you use to grab people, that you can grab stuff within the games with. You can use it to eat enemies, and you can turn the enemies that you eat into green eggs and then spit them back out. And they'll release power-ups and you can throw them away. And most of the games that Yoshi appears in, you can ride him.
Yeah.
He's the player's mount.
Like even in Super Mario Bros, which I think is right over around the corner, you can ride him.
And Yoshi so the main Yoshi's green, but there's all different colored
Yeah, there's like
Yoshis.
pink. I know there's a blue one.
There's yellow, red, and I was always so excited to find the alternate color Yoshis.
Yeah, they're so much fun
They're
to like
so fun
mess
to-
around
to-
with
to
too.
hang out with and track those down.
For sure.
And we didn't put it here, but Yoshi's more feminine female counterpart is Birdie.
Birdo.
She is a pink dinosaur.
She kind of looks like Barney.
Kind of looks like Barney.
Kinda looks
She's
like Barney.
pink, but she has a big hole under her mouth. And she's a playable character and kind of alongside Yoshi. She's not in as many games, but you can play with her in Mario Kart and you can play with her in Mario Party.
Yeah, she's one of those characters you have to earn though.
You do have to earn?
Yeah.
That's good. It's good to have the goals in the game, right?
Just to be a little bragger, I have all the characters.
Good.
Yeah.
Listen, after all these years, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so, Mario. Okay, next we have Toad. And Toad looks like our little mushroom here. Toad is an anthropomorphic red and white mushroom-like character. He debuted in the Super Mario Bros. 1985 game. Toad's been around a long time. And Toad is often a non-playable character in the RPGs, but also is a playable character in
a lot of other
of the
games, too.
Yes, and the Toad characters serve the role of the citizens of the kingdom.
Yeah.
Then you have the Kong family. These are the so this is the group of various primates. It's starring Donkey in the Donkey Kong franchise. So you have Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Cranky Kong. And this is a spin-off franchise, and they inhabit their own country or area within the Mario world.
They do.
And the next
Bowser.
time to talk about the
Bowser.
antagonist. Yes.
Bowser, the king of the turtle-like Koopa race, a selfish troublemaker who wants to take over the Mushroom Kingdom. He is depicted as Mario Nemesis and is the final boss of most Mario games,
Which it is true. That is true.
That is true. And it's like you can't talk about Mario
without Bowser.
Without Bowser.
Yeah.
That's his rival. That's the antagonist. It's the bad guy. And Bowser, he's really cool. He's a turtle he has got a green shell, spikes on it.
He's kind of like a turtle dinosaur looking thing.
Yeah, that's a good
like
way
if
to put it.
a dinosaur and a turtle had a baby, which I don't know how that would work, but
It's
I guess it
universe. So I'm not gonna question it. And he spits fire. You can't. We gotta talk about.
we can't judge.
Maybe he's a dragon turtle
You know what?
with the fire.
This could just be a whole episode
That could.
by itself.
I
What
like
is
that.
Bowser?
I like that
What's his
theory. I think he
backstory?
might be part dragon.
Shoot.
I like that. Okay, and then Bowser had a kid.
Bowser Jr., the son of Bowser, first appeared in Mario Sunshine, often depicted as a secondary antagonist. Bowser Jr. looks up to his dad and shares his abomination to defeat Mario and take over Mushroom Kingdom.
His ambition, which it is an abomination to keep taking.
Abomination. There we go.
To
See?
keep
I'm half
taking
right.
Peach, leave her alone.
I suck at spelling out words.
That's okay. That's okay. Ready to send the next sheet?
I almost want to put this in a paper airplane.
I'll let you work on that. So yeah, Bowser Jr. is just a smaller looking Bowser, and he again is secondary to Bowser. That was good.
Yay!
We went sideways with it. And then up next we have Wario and Waluigi.
My dad really likes Waluigi. I don't know why.
Waluigi hasn't been depicted much, but what I've in the games that he has been, a lot of people really like him.
I don't know. My dad loves him so much.
And
It's like, what?
these characters are depicted as the anti-hero, or like the reverse versions of Mario and Luigi.
Oh yeah.
And Wario has his own games.
Oh yeah. See.
And
Wario Link
right,
Shake It.
right behind me for those watching. And in those games, he's actually the protagonist, but they serve as like the inverse version.
Yeah, they're kind of like Mario and Luigi, but like not as recognized and
Yeah.
more fat and more skinny.
They're just kind of like, I think about Waluigi, it's like taller, lankier.
Oh, for sure. He's kind of like a...
And some people kind of empathize or like can see themselves in those characters, or like, I'm sick of those goody two-shoes Mario and
Yeah, well,
Luigi.
how come we're not cool? You know?
I want to be the bad guys. So they're not totally bad, but they're like
They're just kind of there almost.
Yeah, so tell us about King Boo.
King Boo, King of the Boos, the main antagonist of Luigi's Mansion series, much larger than regular Boos. King Boo, he's kind of just like a huge like ghost. If you don't know who King Boo is, kind of just a circled ghost. He looked like a marshmallow.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Just looks like a marshmallow.
White floating marshmallow ghost.
Yeah, just goes like ah,
Yeah.
or something.
And he's super funny, and he has little mini versions of him called Boos. But that leads us into our last part of the characters here.
The enemy
enemies,
characters,
yes.
which is some examples.
Yes.
This is another example too.
So for those that are listening, we have a Shy Guy
My favorite character.
and a Koopa.
Koopa.
And Koopas look like brown little mushrooms, and then Shy Guys are like, they're really interesting. They have like a whole all red outfit that only their feet are sticking out of.
Yeah, and he's
a
like
white,
faceless. Yeah, that's why.
faceless mask.
That's why I like him.
kinda
'Cause
looks
he's
like
like
a
kind of like emotionless, but he's like
Yeah, kind of looks like a ski mask.
Yeah. Oops. The enemy characters, Gloopa, Boo, Bullet Bill, Dry Bones, Goomba, Hammer Bro, Koopa Troopa, Piranha Plant, which is like that,
Yeah, the piranha plant.
Yeah,
that comes
piranha
out
plant,
of the
yeah.
pipes and tries to eat you when you jump over.
Shy Guy.
Yep, and so this isn't
cetera.
all of them. I didn't
Yeah,
wanna
there's
do
a
the
lot
whole list,
more.
but I tried to list some of the iconics that you're gonna see throughout the game.
yeah, for sure. They had to
Okay.
get some spotlight.
All right, we did the history. We talked about the characters. I think it's time to talk about our
Favorite games.
Yes, yes. And for me, I already spoiled it a little, but one of my favorite games is Mario Sunshine. And boom, we talked about this during the timeline, but this came out in 2002. And it takes place on a tropical isle called Delfino. And what I really like about this one is just the atmosphere of it, because Mario, Peach, Toadsworth, and then 5 little toads go on vacation to this island, right? And when they get there, there's this shadow Mario that just vandalizes the whole island with this graffiti all over the place, takes Peach, and then Mario, the inhabitants, blame him for graffitiing the island.
Yeah.
And so as in the game, you get this tool, you get this backpack. It's called the Flood, or which is short for the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dousing Device.
That's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful.
Jeez.
That's what we call it, the Flood, Flood device, right? And the Flood device, what it does is you have a water tank, and any water you jump in, you can suck it up. And it has different modes. So you can aim over your head and shoot water in front of you. And with these modes, it cleans the graffiti.
Yeah.
It cleans the paint that the Shadow Mario.
Only feels that easy.
I know. And there's a jetpack mode. There's like, there's like a hover mode. Then there's a jetpack that shoots you right up. And I really liked how bright and vibrant the levels were. And a big part of this was because I was playing on the GameCube.
Oh yeah.
And the GameCube games were dark. Like,
You can't like fix the brightness, right?
there's not many ways on older consoles to fix the brightness.
Yeah.
Right? So when I came to this game, I'm like, whoa.
Oh jeez.
I can see everything.
Yeah.
And the music is just like still. It's so cool. Like I can still hear it. Dun, 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 dun. Right. It sticks in your head, and it matches the setting. It matches like the fun island setting. So I
Yeah.
just really liked the tropical setting, and again, like it was a step forward. It had voice acting, it had fun music and challenging levels, and I thought it was really a cool way to use the water.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games, a lot of platformers are like,
It's just don't go in the
don't
water.
touch the water.
Yeah.
You will die.
Yeah.
So this game was like, let's flip that on its head.
Yeah. Let's just have fun in the water.
The whole game is about the water.
Yeah.
And the last thing I really liked about Mario Sunshine was the story the mystery aspect, because throughout the whole story, you are like, who the heck is Shadow Mario?
Yeah.
Why is he terrorizing?
How come it's not Bowser?
What is going on here, right? And so you're unfolding that story
Yeah.
as you play through the game.
Which I think that's nice too, since it's not like, you know, the typical go run and save Peach and
we
Daisy.
know, yeah, we know who the bad guy
Yeah.
is. But the game still had the core mechanics, right? You are going, it's a little bit more linear than some of the other games. You had to beat this level to go to this level.
Yeah.
But you're going to each level, cleaning it up, and
Yeah.
getting your star.
Yeah.
And once you get enough stars, you're gonna go save the princess.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't want spoilers, jump ahead a little bit. But okay, counting to 10. Okay, here we go, spoiler gang. The Shadow Mario actually ended up being Bowser Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Disguising himself as
Mario.
And it was such a cool reveal because Bowser Jr., I was like, oh, it's obviously Bowser. But no, it was Bowser Jr. trying to catch Peach
Oh, so then like
so he
them
could give
two,
it to Bowser, give her to Bowser.
That's kind of smart.
Isn't that cool? This is such a
Yeah.
cool little reveal there at the end of the game. And so, anytime I think of favorite Mario game, my brain just jumps right to Mario Sunshine.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's time to talk about.
I think everyone knows that. That's
Your
my-
favorite.
My favorite is.
Wait, hold on. Sorry to do this. We forgot to do something during the characters. We forgot to talk about our favorites.
Oh, the favorite characters.
Favorite character. I think you said the Shy Guy.
Shy Guy's my favorite.
That's your favorite? Okay. What's your favorite, like, main character? Because that's an enemy character.
Yeah, he's just so cute though.
If I had to choose a favorite, she's not mentioned, but it would be Rosalina.
Oh, she's one of the princesses. A different,
Kinda, but, like,
different
within the
princess?
galaxy.
She's in the, okay. Yeah, I thought about mentioning her, but I was like, this is already a big list. Sorry, Rosalina fans.
Rosalina, I
Well,
love you.
What
And
does-
Rosalina, we
yeah,
trust.
What does Rosalina look like? What does she look like?
She kind of looks like Peach, but just a little bit more taller in a blue dress.
She has the blue dress.
She has a kind of a side part. She's covering one eye.
Okay.
And she still has a crown, but
And which game is she in?
I think she's in Mario Galaxy.
Galaxy?
I think she is.
Okay.
I know she's in Mario Kart Wii. You just
Okay.
have to earn
You
her.
can earn her to play as her.
That's all I can. She's in Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry for not including your favorite.
No, it's okay.
character.
She's good.
I'm sorry, out there fans. My favorite character, I think it's Luigi.
Yeah.
I'm the Luigi of the episode. I got it. That's my favorite. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on that. I'd say probably my favorite enemies. I really like the dry bones.
Oh, Dry Bones, right?
I
Yeah.
think they're really cool. And after watching the movie and seeing how spooky they were,
Yeah.
so for those of you that don't know, you have the little turtle guys,
The Goombas.
the Goombas.
No, not the Goombas.
Which were
Koopa?
the
Koopa
Koopa
Troopa.
Troopas. Yes, you have the little turtle guys that
Yeah.
are one of the main enemies. Well, they have bone, like all bone versions.
Yeah.
Of those. So those are really cool. Too.
And like even like with the whole bone thing, even in Mario Kart, you can earn a bone like Bowser.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I was like, I remember like
like that a lot.
He's pretty cool.
I do like Donkey Kong a lot more after watching the movie because
Oh, Donkey Kong's pretty cool.
was
He's
so
just
funny.
a little like ego high,
he's
which
pretty
is
crazy. He's a little egotistic.
I
but-
can't really talk, but
Hey, you said it, not me.
I will beat you at
Okay.
Mario though.
Okay. What's your favorite?
Mario Kart Wii. I think that's quite obvious now. Mario Kart Wii is like not any other Mario Kart game. No, it's still Mario Kart, but I think it's quite different from all the other games.
Okay.
Because of course, probably many can relate with me. It's part of my childhood. I've always played it with my siblings, even my parents. Sometimes, if
Yeah.
we have family time, we're always playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And I like it because you can earn stuff. It's not like you're just playing and just turn off the console.
Yeah.
You have a goal. It's just to play and earn.
Yeah.
'Cause you can earn maps, characters, speeds. There's even a mirror mode where it switches.
Really?
Yeah, so you
What do
can go backwards.
Oh, what? That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it inverts the maps. You're
Yeah.
Going backwards through the track.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And each map has different music. So even with yours, you're like the music make like clicks.
Yeah.
Sometimes music in Mario Kart, like there's just some that's always in my head.
That just plays in your
Yeah,
head.
like for example, like Coconut Mall.
Okay.
I always think of the Coconut Mall one, or Rainbow Road.
Yeah, Rainbow Road's iconic.
Yeah, Rainbow Road's pretty cool.
It's pretty iconic.
And I like it too because you can beat the maps because you have to get to A. At least from Mario Kart Wii,
Sure.
you have to rank at A
Okay.
in order to move on.
I see.
So you have to earn all these maps, and then that's how you technically beat the game.
Sure.
Is to earn as much as you can.
Yeah.
Earn all the characters, earn all the maps, the speeds, and that's when you're basically done.
Okay. And then you just play for fun at that point.
Yeah.
Play with your friends and your family.
Yeah, and like you don't have to beat a bad guy. You don't have to save anyone. You're just playing.
You're just racing.
Yeah, you're just
having
playing.
a good time. And I really like what you said about the unlockables. It really keeps you going, keeps you moving
Yeah.
forward. Because I do like Mario Kart a lot. The one I've played the most is for the GameCube, because, dating myself here. But I have played Double Dash the most.
Oh yeah.
For the GameCube. And it was really fun to just play by myself, unlock all the things, so that when my friends want to play at get-togethers, it's like I already have all that stuff.
Yeah, it's like a good way to play with yourself individually or just like with other people.
Absolutely.
And I think it's also quite unique too because the power-ups in Mario Kart Wii.
Oh yeah, okay, we were talking about this. You told me about the system of if you get behind other players.
And you get better power-ups.
Yeah, tell them about that.
So this is within all Mario Kart games, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
If you're far behind, then you get more power-ups. Like for example, you can get the bullet bill, which shoots you to a kind of just like you're just a bullet bill, and
Yeah.
you just.
Yeah.
And you can get the star, which the star is you're just turning
Yeah, it
rainbow,
makes
and you
you
go
fast.
fast.
It makes you invulnerable.
For sure. And there's mushrooms you can get. So mushrooms.
Yes.
In Mario Kart, one mushroom can make you go faster once, 2 can make you go faster twice, and 3.
Yeah, yeah. And throughout the map, there are these question mark boxes. That's how you get these
Yeah.
power-ups that you can
And there's
use.
also stuff you can hit other players with.
Oh, yeah.
There's red shell, green shell, and blue shell. The red shell targets one character.
And it like auto-locks.
Yeah, it automatically sets it to one person.
It's homing.
Yeah.
Home in on them. Even if they're moving, they can't dodge.
Yeah. You can dodge it.
You can.
Yes,
Gotta
you
be
can.
Good. I'm not good at the game then.
You don't have to be good.
Really?
You just have to have a banana on your category and you can
see.
shoot it out.
You can put it in front. You're telling me the strategies now.
Yeah.
You're gonna regret that.
Sure. And the green shell, it doesn't target anyone. You just have to be lucky.
Yeah, it just shoots out in front of you and it just bounces off the wall
Yeah.
for a while.
Sometimes it's gonna hit you.
Yeah,
That has happened to me before.
Yeah, you have to have good aim.
Yeah. And the blue shell, which is I don't think anyone likes the blue shell.
Nobody likes the blue shell
'Cause it
unless you're
immediately-
last.
It automatically gets to the first player.
Yes, the blue
first
shell
place.
has spikes and wings, and it's usually only given to players that are in the back of the pack. At the
Yeah, or
end.
sometimes even in 5th place too. You
Even
can
in
get
fifth, yeah, you're near the end, and then you throw it out, and it automatically
it
hits
gets to
the first
place player. So be careful when you're in first
Be
place.
careful. Sometimes it's worth hanging out just behind at second place.
Yeah. And when you're in first place, that's the complete opposite because you can only get like bananas, which is where you throw it either behind or in front, and then it will make someone just spin around.
Yeah, if they hit it, it'll spin around and slow them down. And we should say, when you get hit by these shells or these items, it doesn't take you out of the game.
No,
it slows you down.
it just slows you down for a minute.
And which, in a racing game, that sucks.
Yeah,
At any
for
time
sure.
you get behind, that sucks. And so I really like this catch-up mechanic. It feels like everyone has a shot
Yeah.
in the game. And I really like that drop-in feature of like,
Yeah.
how many friends do you want? Let's play.
Yeah, you don't have to be good at it either. It's such an easy game. Like even like me as like little 4-year-old me, I remember just playing it with my older sister and like I used a wheel at first.
Yeah.
Like the Mario wheel it came with, and I remember just using that and like of course you like move on until you're more comfortable with stuff.
Sure.
So for a while I just got used to playing it. So it's really easy for everyone to play. So it's not like I can't
play because I
Try
suck.
hard. Yeah, you don't
Like you have
be
to try
It
it.
has like what we call like a low floor.
Yeah.
Which means it's really easy to enter, but it has a high ceiling, which means you have to get to the best at the game. You have to play a lot, and which that means this game is low floor, high ceiling means it's good for all types of players.
For sure.
It's really good for the players that just want to play a few rounds every now and then with their family. It's good for the players that want to be the best in the world.
Yeah, and something I also really like about Mario Kart 2 is that each map is quite different. And I think that's quite, it's quite unique too, because sometimes they have like someone's own course.
Yeah.
Like for example, they have a Peach course.
Oh, okay.
And that's just a beach.
That's their course.
Yeah, that's their
they're better
little
at.
hometown, or that's how I think about it.
I see.
That's their little home or whatever.
See, when I think of you saying their course, I think of me being better at this course.
Yeah,
than
because it's my
someone else.
it's my
That's
place.
My place.
Yeah, that's how I think
Yeah.
about it too.
Okay.
And even Bowser has his own course.
What's your course? Like, what course are you the best at?
Rainbow Road.
Really? You don't hear that often.
Yeah, I love
That's-
Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road is the Rage course.
Oh, I love Rainbow Road.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, we're at the bottom of the hour. We have one game left to talk about. We're going to talk about Mario Party, and
I
for
love
me
Mario
specifically,
Party.
Mario Party 7.
For me, it was Mario
GameCube.
Party 9.
GameCube games here. So,
Wii.
in Mario Party, the goal is you're going to play with 4 to 8 friends, or 2 to 8 people.
Yeah.
Right? And you can play by yourself with bots as well. Back to Mario Kart, playing to unlock new maps, new characters.
And Mario Party is also full of like games and games.
Yes, and so you're going to, in Mario Party, the goal is to get the most stars.
Yes.
And to do that, there's a star placed on a map and different places, and you attain them differently based on the game, based on the map, but you'll play around, and there's always these mini games. And what's cool about these mini games here, I flipped it too early. In Mario Party 7, there's 88 of them, and that the mini games will change across the games. How many there are, there'll be different kinds, so it makes it worth playing different Mario parties.
Yeah.
But they are also all different kinds. So there are 4-player mini games, 1 versus 3. So there's one person trying to beat the other 3. 2v2. There are battle games, duels. 8-player, there's Donkey Kong mini games, Bowser mini games, and then rare mini games. That's 9 different types. So every single time you play
Yeah, and that's
Mario
kind of the same with Mario Party 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Because it's like a variety. Like you don't even have to play like the actual game. You can just play all mini games.
Some people just like to play mini games.
Yeah, and that's what me and my younger sister do all the
Yeah.
time, is just play mini games.
Exactly. And what I really like about that system is it rewards playing through multiple times, because you're not going to see all the mini games
Oh yeah,
in a
for sure.
playthrough. And then each different style of mini game can change the mood, right?
Yeah.
If you're all versus each other, you can all get salty. But as soon as you have a 2-player game, so I'm on your team, it's like, all right, let's put away our grudge. Let's work together to beat
That's kind of
them.
like Mario Kart too, because you can decide if you want teams or not.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's pretty cool.
So I really like how the mini games sometimes say, well, you guys have been feuding, but you're on a team right now.
Yeah.
So put that aside.
Yeah. Don't be petty.
Don't be petty. And we talked about this with Mario Kart. It's a really good introductory game.
Oh, for sure.
You can just
you're
hop in
not-
and have a good time.
Yeah, you're not like, there's no really plot. I mean, there is a plot, but not like a big storyline
It's not
to
this
it.
huge storyline.
It's just win.
You don't have to be great at the game. And
Yeah, it's
which,
kind
back to your saying that everyone has their map. Everyone has their mini game.
Yeah.
That they're okay, I'm gonna win this mini game.
Yeah.
I love this one.
Yeah, everyone has everyone has their cup of tea.
And exactly, that's a really good way to put it. There's something for everyone. to
Yeah, for
attach
sure.
to. Like if I suck at this airplane game, well, I'm gonna be really good. For me, I'm really good at like the balloon blow up game.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause I can press the button really fast.
Oh yeah, and that's why I like Mario so much, because there's different kinds of Mario games, and it's just a variety.
Yeah, and then it's competitive, right?
for
if you
sure.
have a competitive friends or family, you can do that. You can get in there. Like, all right, I'm gonna win, right? We can talk trash,
Yeah.
like we like to do while we play games, and it's just I think this is the game, this franchise and Mario Kart are the games I'm gonna hand to people who've never touched Mario
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What Mario games have you never tried before but want to play?
Oh, yeah. A lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Right, to out myself here. Gotta look behind me at Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
I might have lost some credibility by saying I've never played it yet. Sorry, gang, but I think I really should try that.
It is a good one.
I think it being rated so highly and still regarded as one of the best games of all time, even to this day. It's been out since 2007.
Yeah, get in the groove, man.
I know, so that's probably the game that I would. The reason I didn't is I didn't have a Wii growing. But you have a Wii.
Yay!
It's like, now I can play it.
Yeah.
Now you have it. Now we can play it.
Yeah,
we should do
for
that one of
sure.
these days. How about you? What Mario game haven't you played?
Mario Party 7. I oddly enough played 8 and 9.
Oh, okay.
Got all of them done. Just never
Okay.
Mario Party 7.
Okay. Well, we can remedy that.
We can.
We have that right behind me here.
Is it on the Wii though?
Oh, the Wii can play GameCube games.
Really?
You didn't know that? Looking at the camera here. Yeah, that's why people love the Wii, is because you could use all your GameCube games and then play the Wii game.
That is really cool. Like, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, so this might open your catalog up a little
Yeah,
bit.
shoot.
That's amazing. So speaking of Mario Party here, what character do you know? Okay, talking about Mario games in general, what characters do you like to play?
This guy.
The Shy Guy?
The Shy Guy.
Okay. And
This Shy Guy's just so cute.
that's your go-to. I knew this.
Yeah.
I play Luigi. I like to play Donkey Kong as well.
Uh-huh.
And then just to wrap up this at the end of the bottom of the hour here, the one game I will say as a bonus that's not technically a Mario game, but that I liked a lot was Super
Smash Bros.
Yes.
Yep. That's a really good one.
That's a really great
It's like a mix of like all Nintendo characters, which I think that's quite cool.
I think that's awesome. And
Yeah, it is really cool.
the one I've played the most is the GameCube one, of course, Super Smash Bros. Melee or Melee.
I do Brawl.
Brawl, yes.
Brawl's
You're a
actually my
Wii
favorite.
gamer. I'm a GameCube gamer. But being a Wii gamer means that you are a GameCube gamer, which you just learned 1 minute ago. Happy to help.
Happy to help.
Listeners, we are just expanding the world of gaming.
Yeah, look,
for
he
Leanna
just
here.
helped me. I don't game that much, so.
We're going to game more, and we're going to play Mario Party 7 together. But I wanted to touch on Smash Bros. Because it doesn't have all the Mario characters, but it has Mario and Luigi and Donkey Kong and Peach, and it's a fighting game that brings in characters from the whole Nintendo series, and it's really fun spin on the series to say, you know what, I want to play Mario and beat someone up.
I'm even like looking at the cover too. You can see Kirby. Here, I might just grab it.
Yeah, you got Kirby, and you even have Pokemon Trainer and Link.
Yeah, there's Link, there's
Pikachu,
Kirby, there's
multiple
Pokemon.
which as a Pokemon fan is also why I like it.
Oh yeah, check out the Pokemon.
Yeah, please check out the Pokemon episode where we go over different Pokemon games in the series.
Yeah, there's different princesses. There's even Bowser.
So it's kind of cheating a little because it's not a Mario game, but that I wanted to put here because you don't have Smash Bros. Without Mario, right?
You should get it.
Yes, try it out. So that wraps it up. How you feeling?
For my first episode,
This is a good.
I think I did really good.
I think this was a great first episode. Thank you for coming on, Mario. Can you give them your best Mario impression before we go?
Wahoo!
Oh, I like that. It's me, Mario. So if you have any Mario games, you have any Mario impressions that you want to send us, but if you have any Mario games that we didn't talk about,
Or you recommend.
please put that in the comments. Send us an email. Our email is sharediscoveryshow@gmail.com. And so send us those emails. We want to have, we want to talk about at the bottom of the hours. We want to answer your questions. And sometimes maybe a whole episode will come from that.
Oh, that'd be cool if we ended up doing like a whole comment section
Wouldn't
thing.
that be awesome?
Yeah, or like a Q&A or something.
Q&A grab bag. I think that would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
So we want to thank BCTV for having us.
Yeah, thank you, BCTV.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
as
you.
my co-host,
Thank you for having me.
Leanna, this was so much fun.
We've been waiting for this episode for a long time.
We've been trying to get this episode going for over a month.
Over a month.
And I think it turned out great.
It was cool.
I love the studio. It was so easy to talk about movies.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up episode 18 of Shared Discovery, we want to make sure that you have fun, be kind to others, and play some games. Play some games.
This is Ron's
listen,
thing.
this is yours. You have to have a sign off. This is Ron's.
This is Ron's. We don't need Ron.
Yeah, send it. Okay.
Sorry, Ron.
Ron will be back.
You're being replaced.
He'll be back next week.
Take your meds.
Is he being replaced?
Oh, not yet.
Okay, give him your send off. Let's get out of here.
Take your meds, drink water, get some sleep, eat, and take care of yourself.
I like that. That covers it.
I always say that to people.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye.